I'm Julien Barnoin here with Minority. I'm the CTO of Minority, so a lead programmer on this game. And we're here at E3 showing off our new game, Time Machine. So this is an early build of the game here on VR that people are going to be able to try. So in the game, we're going to be traveling through time to swim with dinosaurs, which should be exciting. So yeah, you can go ahead and scan this so that the demo gets started.
What improvements have you made from the game since GDC?
So we've been working hard on the game. The GDC demo was pretty basic. We had one dinosaur showing off a little bit of where we wanted to go. So now we've been adding many mechanics. We have many more dinosaurs. There's essentially the dinosaurs are all systemic, so they can eat each other and like react to one another. And we have several missions we're showing off here. And as you can see, like we have those sea turtles, and we're going to be adding many more in the future. And he can also, so if you press the left trigger, you can stop time if you hold it, which makes things easier. Right, so that makes a lot of things easier. And you'll get another mission soon here. So this is kind of the story mode where you get a sequence of missions to do. It's pretty linear, but once you're done with it, we won't show it here, but you'll be able to go into exploration mode and collect lots of info about lots of different dinosaurs. But in the free mode, you'll be able to more like freely interact with them and try to get them to do whatever you want and collect info on them. So there's a collection system where you can collect all the info on the dinosaurs. So here you'll want to stop time. So you have a button to stop the time in the game as well, which helps a lot with a lot of the objectives. You have limited use of it, so. And here you want to go in there. Yeah, stop time. Oh, that's a bit of a bug. That's all right. But you do have to get in, stop the time, and then scan the inside of his gear rakers or something. So it's technically quite demanding, right? We have to be very mindful of the frame rate. Things have to be perfect because you don't want to ever miss a frame. So the bar is quite high technically, which is, well, we enjoy a challenge, right? So this is fine. We're using Unreal Engine 4, and makes the graphics look pretty cool. As you can see here, this is a time travel sequence. But so the technical challenges are not that bad. We just have to be careful. Like it's tractable, right? We have to be careful what we put in the game, not to kill the frame rate. But what we have to be most mindful of is in terms of design is to, for instance, not make people have to go around in circles and get sick. So in terms of design, people, the hardware itself for the Oculus and for just the recent VR devices in general is very good at not making people sick. But if you do stupid things in the design, you'll still make them sick. So, oh yeah, a bit of rumbling. And so we still have to be very mindful in the design, and so we have to make things kind of slow, which is why the underwater environment is good for this thing, because it makes sense, right? So at this early stage, we don't want to. I'm sure once people are accustomed to VR in a couple of years, and like we'll have kids jumping around like in a Quake 3 environment and not getting sick at all. But we kind of have to introduce things and take things slow, and we don't want people getting sick. And so we've been iterating a lot on these demos and on the design to make sure that people are comfortable with it. And early tests were kind of difficult, right? We make things too fast and stuff. And after a couple iterations, we got things to a state where very few people feel uncomfortable in the environment. So it's really down to the design. The technical side has to be there. That's a minimum bar. But afterwards, it's all about designing your game around VR. Which is why it's much easier to reach that if you're building the game from the ground up for VR than doing a port of an existing game. You're going to run into much more trouble there.